G'day guys, welcome to Collector Craving. So in this video I'm going to show you how I did my Luke Skywalker from the Star Wars Legion board game or tabletop game. And I'm going to show you how I made this Luke look like that Luke there. So let's get started right now. So I've decided to make the cape or cloak out of green stuff. Um, Green stuff can be a little bit tricky to work with, so you just got to make sure you keep your hands or fingers damp if you're touching with your fingers, so it doesn't stick to your hands or fingers. And if you're going to use something as a mold or something to help you craft the thing that you're going to make sure that's damp or wet as well. That'll stop it from sticking. So I've just used that flag from Warhammer to help me get the size of the robe that I wanted, so that it wasn't out of proportion. And I've just cut a V into the top and pinched it so that it'll go over his shoulders. Just using the plastic handle of the file just to use it as a sculpting tool, rather than using my fingers for everything. It's relatively easy, it's not too hard, you just have to have a vision and figure out what it is that you want to do and then go from there. I mean, the green stuff takes quite a while to dry, 24 hours to be fully cured, so if you have to rework it a couple of times it shouldn't be too hard, as long as you keep your fingers wet. So there you go, it's all primed up in grey, ready to be painted. As you can see there, the shirt's already painted. I painted it with like a mecha sand colour, grey sand or something, but I decided it was too light, so we'll go over that with a darker colour. But here we're just base coating all the brown bits with the beastie brown, and we'll just go through and do all the base coats and then get onto the highlights. So Karak Stone is the colour I chose over the colour that was there because it's just that little bit darker. If I'd stayed with the original colour I would have had to go a lot lighter, and I decided that would have been just too light then. So I'll hit the Karak Stone, then I'll wash it and then highlight again, or dry brush with the Karak Stone and then use a lighter colour for the highlights. I think the tan earth color from Vallejo it makes a very good color for skin, for a base coat for the skin. It's a good starting point because it's not too dark and it's not too light. It's very in the middle. And as you can see, when you wash it, it gives you those nice deep skin color tones. And so when you dry brush over it or highlight it, it brings it back to that nice medium skin tone color. There you have it all washed. All the wash is in the recesses. So then we can start with the highlights and bring up the other colors. We can bring up all the higher spots into a lighter color, and happy days. So here we have that same color. We're just dry brushing, picking up all the high spots, leaving the washed areas as they are. So we're going to go in here with the leather brown now, and we're just going to do a little bit of a dry brush there. That's just going to hit just a light dry brush to hit the very tops of the raised areas, and then we'll go through and highlight all the bits that we want to be nice and light. And just remember guys, always have your paint nice and thin, not too thin, but you want it to be nice and thin so it has a nice transition from the colour beneath. If it's too thick, it goes on really thick and clunky and doesn't look so good. If you have it nice and thin, then as it dries it becomes less or more transparent and lets some of the other colour underneath shine through. So here we are, we're just dry brushing with that Karak stone colour again. So we've washed it, so we've got all the dark bits that are down low, and we're just going in now and just highlighting all the raised bits, making them stand out. And then we'll go through with Ushabti bone, and we'll highlight or dry brush with that, make those even higher bits stand out, and then we'll just go through with the brush and pop out all the raised areas and make it nice and smooth. So here we are back to the face again, and we're just going to get the cheekbones, the forehead, the nose, a little bit of the top lip there, and just make those raised bits stand out a bit here with the Kislev flesh. Don't have to go in too hard, just nice and light, touch up those cheekbones and that should give us the sort of three-toned face that we need. I'm just making the lightsaber white so that when we go over with the blue color, it's not going to be too dark. But first of all, while we wait for that white to dry, we're just going to mix some of the white and grey to or black and grey I think it was, just to make a sort of light black or a really dark grey, and just highlight some of the black leather on the boots. So we're just taking the blue and we're mixing it with a little bit of the shade wash or the shade mixture, just so that's nice and light, so we can slowly build up that blue colour and it shines through the white underneath, making it have that glow effect. And we just slowly build it up, build it up. I've tried to build it up either side of the lightsaber, so that leaves that very light strip down the middle, and that will kind of give it that glowing effect like you see in the movies and stuff. It is quite tricky, but you just got to work with it and keep on trying. And there you have it. That's Luke Skywalker all painted up, and all we got to do is chuck him on the base.